Hello and welcome to the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me. Today we're going to be playing the game Meet Your Maker. And I'm going to be talking about the Warmonger, and I'm going to be talking about Bloodlust and how that can be very helpful to you in this game. And it's quite powerful for, I'm going to show you a couple examples why it's powerful, but let's first go and see where I put these guys on the map. So with most mobs or guards in the game, they have to get line of sight on a player to actually engage with them in most cases. With the Warmonger and Bloodlust, that's not the case. Only one other guard on the map within 12 squares can alert them to your presence, basically pinpoint where you are at the time that fires, and I'll explain that in a second. But let's first look at this this Warmonger. I put plating on him and I've put Bloodlust on him. And the description says, rushes into battle when hearing another guard in combat. So I've been seeing a lot of these people talk about, oh, I pathed my Warmongers. I did have them do this complex 20-minute walk so I know that they're going to be where I want them to be when the player's there. Well, you can basically park them in a parking lot like I've done here. They're in a nice little parking lot. And you can call to them whenever you want by just putting a mob on the map within 12 squares. And that doesn't it doesn't matter if it's within the same plane of the map, or even if it's down here. So I've got these two mobs on the Bloodlust. So let's go up here. And what I've done is created this little thing here. So right now, none of those Warmongers have line of sight on me. They're not gonna. They don't see me. They have no idea I even exist. So watch this. I'm gonna come in here into here. I'm gonna turn this corner, and I'm gonna engage. So what's gonna happen here is these guys saw me. Oh, these guys saw me. So they see the Warmongers ran up. Oh, so all of them that were in the parking lot on the other side, plus the two Warmongers that were down here, because we saw them coming up here as I tried to do it fast enough so that you could see it. But they came up. So it doesn't matter what level they're on. Just view this guy as the guy who you're aggroing, and he's getting line of sight on you, right? So just view a big sphere around him that is 12 squares high and 12 squares down and within the 12 squares. So basically what you can do is you can park your Warmongers wherever you like, put a hollow cube in, and then put them in a section of the map that you don't think anybody's going to go down and they're going to see as a dead end. And you know, for example, if I had continued, if I put a hollow cube, if I put a hollow cube here, right? Oh, there's a, I can't put, I'll put it, jeez, because of this here, but then there's a block there. So if I put a hollow cube right here, whoop, right? And then I park 3 Warmongers right here. When I come down here, when I look at that, I'm going to consider that a dead end. That's a dead end to me. And I'm going to go in this direction, right? Not real. And maybe you want to go one more back with the hollow cube, to make this cleaner, just for the sake of making it cleaner. The hollow cube should go right here, and then you put your Warmonger in. Put my Warmonger in, and let me say I'm going to park one Warmonger there, and I'm going to put one it don't matter which way they're facing, and I'm going to put Bloodlust on them. All right, so let's test this. All right, so no guards on the map know I exist yet because they haven't spotted me or seen me. I'm going to come around this corner and see how that's a dead end. I'm not going to go down there because it's a bloody dead end, right? So I'm obviously going to peek around this corner and go, oh, geez, look at this guy. Look at this guy. But look at who's coming to the party. And then I've got, as I run away from these guys, when I run away from those jokers, guess who's late to the party? The 5 guys coming through the back door. So you see the kill box I've just created with just one simple mob that spots me. He's spotting me, and then he's calling to his buddies, and his buddies will run through this cube. They don't care this cube's here, this hollow cube's here. They're going to come through it because this guy's calling out to them. Now, for this to work, to get it to guarantee to aggro these guys, for example, I'm going to show you this for an example here so you can see what I'm talking about here. All right, let me turn this mob in that direction. And why don't I just test it from here? Okay, so that guy never sees me. He's not seeing me because he's facing the wrong direction. And if the mob doesn't see, well, he did some me there because he turned around and he called his buddies out to play. And so when he can't see you, let's say you kill him before he sees you, then the whole trap is busted because all those warmongers will never move unless you have another backup mob. And that was why I had 2 of them here, because the odds of a player taking out both your mobs at once without one of them at least spotting you. So have a backup mob. Now the other way you could do it is, and I can't remove the bedrock here unfortunately, but let's say I made this hallway, where this guy's walking, 8 tiles long. So there was an 8 tile long hallway. And then what you do is you put a mob one of these mobs at the end of the hallway. And this way when you come up to them, then they're going to just see you coming. That's another way of doing it. Or you could put eagle eye on them. And so that's going to give them a farther distance with eagle eye on anything. So that's a couple ways you can do it. Or again, you could just do a room span with a few mobs in it. Now, just if you just trying to kill, do a kill box. But what you want to do is you want the person to come around this corner and engage with these monsters, not realizing they're just about to go to Pound Town because these guys are going to rush you. These guys that I got in the parking lot is going to rush you. These guys in the parking lot's going to rush you. And then the 2 guys down there are going to rush you. So let's talk about overkill right there. So in this scenario, this is a bit overkill. So what you want to do is, if you want to set this kind of design up throughout your base, just make sure that your other warmongers are outside the 12. So for example, if I wanted to try this trick twice in this, then put other warmongers over here that's outside the 12. And then this way, these monsters won't call to, so they won't do anything. And then you have another monster another guard in the map that is within the 12 that are going to call to that another parking lot of warmongers. Also keep in mind that the warmongers are only going to go to the location in which these guards detected you. So I want to explain that to you. So if they just where I got this. So let's say these 3 mobs detected me. I'm this guy down here. I'm this guy. I'm on this square. These guys have detected me. The warmongers are coming to this square. So if I ran all the way down and ended up way down here, the warmongers wouldn't know I have moved. They'll just pile up on this square because this is where these guards told them I was. So what you've got to do as a builder is, if you know those warmongers are all going to be piling here, get another mob within 12 squares of this square to call them again. So even if I ran down here, if this was me on this platform where this guard is, and then I just had another guard right here, and this guard sees me here, this guard here is within 12 of these, and the warmongers will be like, oh, okay, now we know where he is again, and the warmongers would be called to the last square I was spotted on. So if you want the warmongers to continue following the person if they're speed running, just make sure that you have guards that can see them throughout your maze so that the warmongers keep on getting pulled forward and not left behind at the last spot in which the guards saw you. All right. Well, hopefully this finds you well and this was helpful. Well, this has been the Tarkus Zone. Thank you for joining me.